exactly impressed. Plus, 36 hours away from the NFL draft. Is the door closing on Shedeur? Could Sanders slide tomorrow night? And what if he does? Could he be the solution to Mike Tomlin's biggest problem? We have a great crew just 24 hours ahead of the draft, and a good morning. I'm Matt Berry in for Greeny. He is in Green Bay for tomorrow night's NFL Draft. The great Monica McNutt, Alan Honor here in the Seaport with me. We're the three getting it done locally. We've got Windy in Cleveland. He's playing a long-distance game. We got Shefty, Schrager, and Field. They are in Green Bay to talk draft on the way. But let's start with the game of the night. Game 2, T-Wolves and Lakers. If you were looking for a Picasso, this wasn't where you were going to find it.
Keep looking.
This isn't where you weren't going to find it. But what you did find is Luka Doncic effective last night. Step back, Lakers up 8. Then in the first quarter, swing the ball around. Luka can do this from deep. He looked at the Minnesota bench before the shot even went in. It's like, I'm on it. I know it. Doncic outscored the Timberwolves 16-15 in the first quarter. Picking up second quarter now. Isolates Rudy Gobert. Oops. Lakers rolling.
Saw that too much last year in the playoffs, didn't you? Yeah. Not a good matchup.
Are you guys impressed how I made this highlight make the game look good? I mean, I didn't do anything.
This was an Instagram game. This was definitely a game where the highlights on the gram looked a lot better than if you watched the whole damn.
Lakers lead 58-43. Here was a good highlight for the T-Wolves.
Yeah.
Ooh. Anthony Edwards.
I kept looking at the clock, Matt, in the game, and I'm like, okay, is that going to be the moment? Is this going to be the punch? Is this the turnaround?
Felt like it.
I mean, it was a good thought, but it just didn't end up happening.
Too much Luka.
Luka ended up happening. Still a rout out of the fourth quarter. You know, we've seen a lot of Luka. LeBron got involved last night as well.
Oh, cool.
21 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. Luka 31, 12, and 9. Lakers win 94-85. They did what they had to do off of game 1. They get the split. Win or lose, Doncic has been great in the Lakers' first 2 playoff games, averaging 30, 10, and 5. The only player in NBA history to average that stat line in the first 2 playoff games in any franchise was Kareem. Is that good? Like Luka was traded to L.A. in a blockbuster. That seems to be going around as we bring in all of our NBA brain trust. Monica, Allen, and Wendy are here with us. And Wendy, I want to start with you. What is the first thing to say about the game that we watched last night?
Hopefully all the folks watching live didn't stay up for it, because it was not worth losing sleep over. I did it for you. You don't want to hear about it. All you need to know is that Luka played a great first quarter. It was the kind of force that the Lakers need to play with to keep themselves in this series. Everything else, I really can't say it was impressive at all. I don't think either of these teams are going anywhere unless they raise their level of play, which they have time to do. The Wolves had got nothing out of their backcourt. Ant Edwards put up some points, but he had 0 assists. That is not who he is. He didn't shoot the ball well in game 1 either, but in game 1 he had 9 assists. This game he had no assists. Mike Conley played maybe the worst game I've ever seen him play as their starting point guard. He didn't make a basket and didn't have an assist. So the Lakers get some credit for that for defense, but this was a very ugly game. This was not something either team wants to remember. So let's move on, and we'll see you in game 3.
Before we move on to game 3, Wendy, thank you for your optimism this morning. Alan, what was your biggest takeaway?
J.J. Redick was the star of this game. This was not a game that you can look at Luka's numbers, and you can certainly look at LeBron and what the Lakers did to win this game. But this was a J.J. Redick game, and here's why. Because, number one, he didn't have his team ready in game 1. So in game 2, he did. They got to go through a great start, then it started to slip. Right here is in the third quarter where it got cut to 11. The lead was cut to 11. He calls a timeout, bangs a timeout, and starts giving it to his team. Walks away, then goes to the huddle and starts giving it to them more, firing them back up. Anthony Edwards says this was the turning point of the game, because they had cut it to 11. They felt like they were stealing momentum. He calls that timeout to get his team refocused, and they went on a 7-0 run at that point and took back control of the game. Third quarter, you could say there was way more. How could that be the turning point? It was a mental moment. And let's not take for granted the fact that J.J. Redick was coaching anybody over the age of 10. This year is the first time he's ever done that for real when it comes to basketball. And here he is in his second playoff game. in a situation like that at home where it was a must-win and the game was slipping away, he knew exactly what to do, and he also had the wherewithal to do it. Had a tough practice the day before because of what happened in Game 1. So he understands already the mental approach to the game, how important it is, the level of physicality you have to get to in the playoffs, and he was able to deliver that message, and it was received by his team to get a win that if they did not get, if they had blown this game,
yeah, they're in trouble.
Big trouble.
Monica?
So I would go JJ as a focal point, maybe not a star, right? Because I don't know that all that stuff is positive. And I actually am pushing back a little bit because I remember this timeout too. For a second, I was like, wow, I've never noticed how deliberate JJ's walk is coming out of a huddle, right? But
that's a dad walk.
Oh, he was not feeling it.
That's a dad walk where you walk away for a minute so you compose yourself and then you go back in the room to let him have it.
But what I would offer to you is that, to me, the Wolves kept themselves out of it. They shot 46% from the 2-point range in the course of this game. Like, after this stretch, they missed a bunch of layups.
Yes.
Like, to me, the Lakers, I'm not going to call it luck because I do think there was coaching involved. You obviously have veteran players there. But if the Wolves could have made a few layups after this timeout, it would still have been a ball game in my mind. And so my takeaway was, for as bad as the Timberwolves played, overall it was not a pretty game for either squad. They still were in a position to make it a ball game down the stretch. And to me, for J.J. Redick to have to go there in a game 2 where your team understands the magnitude of not going down 0-2, I'm just wondering if everything's clicking the way it should be over there in Lakers camp.
Yeah, if you know you're down, and that's how you come out. And so, Wendy, that kind of begs the question. I mean, the Lakers, fine, they get the split, but they haven't looked good in either game. Based on what you've seen, ceiling for this team is what?
Well, Luka is playing well, so that's the good news, and he has continued to dominate the Timberwolves. They don't really have an answer for him, and I don't see that slowing down. LeBron James continues to not look at his best. There was a moment in this game that I would say sort of summed it up. It was in the fourth quarter. Austin Reeves was on a 2-on-1 break with LeBron, and this is a 99% score, and I don't know what Austin was doing. I don't know what year he thought it was, but LeBron is not throwing that dunk down right now. He did move well in the defensive end, but I just want to point out, this is one of the misses the Lakers had in the fourth quarter. They were 5 of 19 shooting in the fourth quarter. So the Lakers are going to have to play a lot cleaner, and they're going to have to play a lot more efficient in Minneapolis because Anthony Edwards has done really nothing impressive in this series other than get some assists in game 1. He not shot the 3-ball well. He's not made his mid-range. And Edwards is going to come out looking to take control in Game 3 of this series. The Lakers are going to have to match that intensity with a lot better overall clean team effort when they play Game 3.
All right, need you just to make a pick. We're tied at 1 apiece. Goes back to Minnesota. Who wins the series?
I think
series? I thought you were going to say Game 3.
No, come on. Let's have fun.
You caught me off guard with that one because how can you tell after those two games? Those two games were terrible. But if I have to pick somebody who's going to win this series, I have to go with the Lakers because they just have more stars.
Okay.
It's not easy, Monica, but we had to do it.
Just for the sake of the conversation, I will go counterpoint.
There you go. We'll sit on it there. We'll head to the